गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. I first of all thank Indica Moksha, Nitin Sridharji, Nagaraj Patulji sir, and Harikaranji for giving me this opportunity. So today I will be exploring Appayya Dikshita's view on the eligibility of Karmānuṣṭhāna related to Brahmavidya. So before going further, I wish to first do my pranams to Shankar Bhagavad Acharya, and even recite the Mangala Shloka of Siddhanta Lesha Sangraha of Appayya Dikshita. Adhigata Bidha Purvacharyan Upekshya Sahasradha Saridiva Mahi Bhedan Samprapya Shauri Padodgata Jayati Bhagavad Pada Shriman Mukham Puja Nirgata Janana Harani Sutra Brahmatvayika Parayana. So the essential question will be that does Karmanushthana play any role in Brahmavidya or achieving moksha, the Paramapurushartha? Because normally the Vedanta school is now being popularly, many people are disassociating Karmanushthana with Brahmavidya. But the popular answer would be that, am I audible? So the popular answer would be no, Karmanushthana is not related or does not play any role, because Karmasanyasa is essential in Brahmavidya or moksha. So Karmasanyasa means giving away the Karmanushthana. So Karmasanyasa is very much essential. So how does Karmanushthana play any role in Brahmavidya? But this is not totally wrong. Yes, definitely Karma Sannyasa is definitely needed, because we need something as Brahmanishtha. Nishtha means Ananya Vyaparaha, not doing anything other than Brahmachintanam is what is Brahmanishtha. So in order to achieve Brahmanishtha, you need to definitely get away with Karmanushthana. But there is a structured way to achieve that state of Brahmanishtha, or through which we can attain moksha. So there is this krama or the structured way in getting to that stage. So that is sattva shuddhi jnana prapti sarva karma sanyasa jnana nishtha kramena. So this is what clarification was given by Shankaracharya in the Bhagavad Gita Shankara Bhashya in the 5th adhyaya. So first comes sattva shuddhi or chitta shuddhi, then jnana prapti. Through Shravana, you attain Jnana Prapti, and then you do Sarva Karma Sanyasa. In order to do Nididhyasanam, you have to not have anything other than Brahmachintanam. So for that, you have to do Sarva Karma Sanyasa, and then comes Jnana Nishtha, through which we attain Brahma Prapti, Brahma Avapti. So in this way, definitely Karma Sanyasa is there, but that is not the first step. But Chitta Shuddhi will be the first step of in this journey. So the first step would be Chitta Shuddhi. So how would you achieve Chitta Shuddhi? Is you get to know from these quotations from Bhagavad Gita that Karmanye Vajikaraste Ma Phaleshu Kadachana Ma Karma Phalahetur Bhuhu Mate Sangos Swakarmani Yajñarthat Karmanonyatra Lokoyam Karma Bandhanaha Tadartham Karma Kaunteya Mukta Sangas Samachara. So in all these things, we get to know that Karmanusthana is the way, is the right way to attain Chitta Shuddhi. So how do you attain Chitta Shuddhi? You achieve Chitta Shuddhi by disassociating yourself with the Karma Phala. So Yajñarthat Karmanonyatra. Yajna, here the word Yajna means Ishvara. So Ishvarartham Karma. So you do with Ishvararpana Buddhi. So you do not associate yourself with the outcome or the phala of that particular karma, which is actually said to be the cause for the phala, but you disassociate yourself with the phala and do the Karmānuṣṭhāna. So this kind of a Karmānuṣṭhāna or any action would actually help you in attaining Sattva Shuddhi, which is the first step in the Brahmavidya. So what are the citations of Karmanusthana, that the role of Karmanusthana in Brahmavidya are said in Siddhanta Lesha Sangraha. So these the today's talk I am now have designed it based on the Siddhanta Lesha Sangraha's third Paricheda of Appayya Dikshita. So there he cites Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim asthita janakadayaha from Bhagavad Gita, and tametam vedanuvachanena brahmana vividishanti yajnena danena tapasa anashakena. So these two are the primary sources that have been cited. So Karmanaiva hi samsiddhi, here we do have two kinds of interpretations of the word samsiddhi. One is Brahma avapti and the other is chitta shuddhi. So in both the ways this can be interpreted. And tametam vedanuvachanena brahmana vividishanti yajnena danena tapasa anashtakena. Here the vividishanti, vividisha means Brahma Jignasa. So in order to achieve Brahma Jignasa, and through Brahma Jignasa Brahma Jnanam, yajna, dana, tapas are three kinds of Karmanusthāna, or the other etc. Whatever the Karmanusthānas are possible, they have to be performed. Only through that the Vividisha will happen, and through Vividisha in the due process you attain Brahmaprapti. So these are the two citations primarily quoted to say that Karmanusthāna has a role in Brahmavidya. Then comes the question that who are eligible to perform this Karmanusthāna, or all the Varnas or all the people, like Stri Shudras are also. So normally this question comes in the mind because we do have this notion of or we do have this understanding that that Karmanusthāna is limited to certain kind of people or certain kind of a gender. So this is the general understanding. So there comes a natural question that who are all eligible in performing this Karmanusthāna, which is related to Brahmavidya. So the Shruti has the word Brahmana in it. So the Purvapaksha says that the Shruti has the word Brahmana. Tametam vedanuvachanena brahmanaha vividishanti. And the Smriti, that is the Bhagavad Gita, has Janakadaya, the word Janakadaya. So normally Janaka is a Kshatriya. So as the Shruti says that Brahmanas have to perform Yajna, Dana, Tapas, and we come to know that Janaka, who is a Kshatriya, he attained Brahmavapti by doing Karmanusthāna. So we may understand that the hence it is for the Brahmanas that the Karmanusthāna is needed for Chitta Shuddhi and etc. For others, it is the direct from Karmanusthāna that they achieve moksha. So this is the first preliminary understanding proposed by the Purvapaksha. So the answer for this Purvapaksha would be that the word Brahmana here does not mean only Brahmanas achieve moksha through Karmanusthāna, but all the Trivarnikas. So here the word Brahmana is used in the sense of Upalakshana. That is Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishyas. All the three Varnas can achieve moksha through Karmanusthāna. So how do you know that the word Brahmana in the Shruti is an Upalakshana, used in the context of Upalakshana and not in the direct meaning? So we can take the help of Brihadaranya Vartika, which is again a very extensive notes kind of a work on Brihadaranya Upanishad, where in this context, in the Tametam Vedanuvachanena Vakya, we find this Brahmana Grahananchatra Dvijana Upalakshanam Avishishtaadhikaratvat Sarvesham Atmabodhane. So here the word Brahmana is used in the Upalakshana of Dvijas. So the word Brahmana in the Shruti means that the Dvijas, who are the Dvijas? They are Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishya. So all these three Dvija Varnis can have to perform Karmanusthāna in order to achieve Chitta Shuddhi and in the lateral stages Brahmaprapti also. Why? Because Avishishtaadhikaratvat. So the adhikara or the eligibility for these three varnas is common in the context of Atmabodhane. So in Atmabodha, that is in Brahmaprapti or Brahmavidya, so these three have the same eligibility criteria. So that is why if the word Brahmana is used in this kind of a context, it is we have to know that the word Brahmana means Dvijas, and hence Dvijas means Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishyas. So in the further clarifications, by stating other examples from Purva Mimamsa, such as Vidyakamo Yajeta and Swarajyakamo Rajasuyena Yajeta and etc. It is said that the word Brahmana here does not only mean Trivarnika, but Vidyarthi. That means Vidyarthi means who is desiring. Vidya is Vidyarthi, and the word Vidya means Brahmavidya. So Brahmavidyarthi. So the word Brahmana means Brahmavidyarthi. That means who desires Brahmavidya has to perform Karmanushṭhāna, Yajna, Dana, Tapas, and etc. So then a natural question arises that if the word Brahmana is used in the context of Vidyarthi, that is Brahmavidyarthi, that is who desires Brahmavidya, then anyone can be a Vidyarthi, because Vidyarthi means desiring the Vidya. So you cannot restrict one's desire towards Vidya based on gender or Varna. So hence, does that mean that all the 4 Varnas along with the Shudras? Shudra means you can take the gender restriction also, that is 3 Shudras, also shall be eligible to perform Karmanushṭhāna, which is related to Brahmavidya. So this is a natural question that arises, because you cannot, even the Shastras in the further this thing, Appayya Dikshita himself says that Nirguna Vidyayam Shudrasyapi Vishaya Saundarya Prayukta Arthatvasya Nishayadhum Ashakyatvat. So you cannot say that being a Shudra or being a Stree, that you cannot restrict them from having the Vidyarthitvam, because if they understand the concept of Brahman or the knowledge itself, then you cannot stop them from having Jijnasa. So does that mean all the Varnas and Stree Shudras and all are eligible to perform Karmanushṭhāna related to Brahmavidya? Then the preliminary answer, that is the first answer, that could be that Shudras do not have the eligibility to perform Karmanushṭhāna related to Brahmavidya. So what is the source that can be taken here is, so here they cite Apashudradhikarana, which is in Brahma Sutra's first Adhyaya's second pada, where the vichara goes on whether Shudras have the Adhikara or not in Brahmavidya. So here we can take the Shankara Bhashya itself. Na Shudrasya Adhikaraha Vedadhyayana Bhavat. Adhita Vedo hi Vidita Vedarthaha Vedartheshu Adhikriyate. Na Shudrasya Vedadhyayanam Asti. Upanayana Purvakatvad Vedadhyanasya. So Shudras do not have the Adhikara in Brahmavidya or Upanishad Vakya Shravanam, because they do not have the Adhikara of Vedadhyayana. Why they are not having the eligibility, or they cannot do the Vedadhyayana? Because Vedadhyayana is for those who have Upanayana Samskara, and Upanayana Samskara is restricted to the Trivarnikas, male Trivarnikas. So hence, as there is no eligibility criteria being fulfilled, hence it is natural that technically they cannot have the access to the source of the knowledge, and hence they cannot, because who can perform the who can do the Karmanushṭhāna is those people who have the Adhikara Lakshanas. So who can be an Adhikari? Arthi, Samarthaha, Vidwan. So these are 3 criteria. He should be Phalarthi. He should have the desire of the outcome of that particular Karmanushṭhāna, and he should be Samartha. He should be physically fit, and he should be Vidwan. He should know how to perform that particular karma. So how to perform a particular karma is restricted to Vedas. So Vedas cannot be Vedadhyayana cannot be done by the Shudras. So they do not fulfill the criteria of Vidvatvam. That is, they cannot have the knowledge through the Vedas. Hence, they cannot perform Karmanushṭhāna. And even we even have this from Manusmriti also, Nashudraya Matim Dadya. So the word Mati means Vedas. So they cannot, they're even restricted to be even taught the Vedas. So hence, as the source of the knowledge is being restricted to them, so they cannot perform Karmanushṭhāna. So they do not have the eligibility to perform Karmanusthana related to Brahmavidya is the preliminary answer. But further, there is a clarification upon this, stating that Shudras have the eligibility to perform Karmanusthana related to Brahmavidya. So, in order to understand Karmanusthana, which is related to Brahmavidya, we need to know what kinds of Karmanusthana are there. So, there are Vedic Karmanusthana and non-Vedic. That is Vaidika and Vedetara. So, we cannot call it them as Avaidika, because here the word non-Vedic is used in the sense of those Karmanushthanas which are actually based on the Veda Adharita sources. That is, the sources which are which come from the Vedas, which take inspiration or which are based on the Vedic knowledge, not the Nastika knowledge sources, but Astika knowledge, Astika non-Vedic knowledge sources. The Karmanushthanas which are based on Astika non-Vedic sources. So what are those? So Karmanushthanas of Vaidika Karmanushthanas means Vedanuvachana, that is Vedadhyayana, Agnihotra, that is Nityagnihotra, Somayaga, Pakayajna, Paundarika, and etc., which are Vaidika karmas. So these are Vedic. And what I meant by non-Vedic is Panchakshari, that is Shiva Panchakshari Mantranusthana, Rajavidyanusthana, Agamika Mantranusthana, Pauranika Mantranusthana. So essentially Agamika Mantranushthanas and Pauranika Mantranushthanas are for everyone, for even Stris also. Stri Shudras and everyone are eligible to perform Pauranika Mantranusthana, Agamika Mantranusthana, Panchakshari Mantranusthana. Do we have any sources to substantiate this standpoint? We do have this in Brahma Purana Uttarakhanda. Kim tasya bahubhir mantraih kim tirthaih kim tapodhvaraih yas yonnamah shivayet mantro hridaya gocharaha mantrathi rajarajo yas sarva vedanta shekharaha sarvajnana nidhanancha sojam shaiva shadaksharaha pranavena vinamantra sojam panchakshara smritaha stribhih shudraishcha sankiranaih dhyayate muktikamshiti. So, in Brahma Purana, we find this citation where the greatness of the Shiva Panchakshari or Shiva Shadakshari is been Om Namah Shivaya, the mantra Om Namah Shivaya, the greatness of this. So, this is called as Sarva Vedanta Shekhara. This is the gem of the Vedantas, where which is Om Namah Shivaya. Yasya Om Namah Shivaya is mantra. So, this Om Namah Shivaya, this Namah Shivaya comes from the Namaka Prashna of the Rudradhyaya. So there we find this Om Namah Shivaya. So this with the Omkara, it is a Shadakshara. That is why it is called a Shaiva Shadakshara. This is what the Trivarnika means. But without the Omkara, Pranavena Vina Mantraha, which is Shivaya Namah, which is Panchakshari Mantra, which is called a Shiva Panchakshari. This is for Stri, Shudras and Sankirnas, that is the Sankarajati Visheshas, and even who are Avarnis. Avarnis means who do not belong to Anashramis, not Avarnis. It is Anashramis. That is who do not belong to the four ashramas, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa, because which are called as Vidhuras. That means who have lost their spouses. That is, even it could be male or female, they are called as Vidhuras. So they also have can actually are eligible to perform this Panchakshara mantra. So what is the essential objective of this Panchakshara mantra is Muktikankshibhi. So who are desirous of moksha can perform Panchakshari mantra japa. So here we come to know that Panchakshari mantra japa is one kind of a Karmanusthana which is related to Brahmavidya. So hence we cannot state that that the Shudras or Stri Shudras are not eligible to perform Karmanusthana which is related to Brahmavidya. And even further, he even explores the nature of this particular Shruti Vakya which has been cited. Tametam Vedanuvachanena Brahmana Vividishanti Yajnena Danena Tapasa Anashakena. So there are four kinds of Karmanushthanas that have been cited in this Veda Vakya. That is Vedanuvachana, Yajna, Dana and Anashana Tapas. Anashana Tapas, that is without taking food. That is a kind of a tapas. So here if we actually see, so these four kinds of Karmanushthanas are independent causes for Vividisha or Brahma Jignasa. they do not have interrelational. They are not interrelation. That is, who has Vedanuvachana, then only can perform yajna, then only can perform dana, and then anarshana. All this belong, all this as a set are causes for Vividisha. No. Here, as they are stated independently, Vejnena, Danena, Tapasa, Anashakena, Vedanuvachanena. So we can infer that here each and every Karmanusthana is independent to achieve Vividisha. So how do you understand this? How do you come to this conclusion that these four are independent causes to Vividisha? So if these four are interrelated, or they are four are considered to be one set or one set of cause to Vividisha, then I think I missed that this thing. So then the Vedavakya would be something like tametam Vedanuvachana yajna dana tapobhihi vividishanti. So there may have been a samasa, a compound word of Vedanuvachana, yajna, dana and tapas. Or there could be a chakara, cha, Vedanuvachanena, cha yajnena cha, danena cha, tapasa cha, vividishanti. So there could be another syllable which will actually state that these four along, I mean, as one entity are the will lead to Vividisha. So we do not find this kind of a Shruti there. So hence it is inferred, or it is the Tatparya has been the Tatparya Nirnaya has been done that these four are independent causes for Vividisha. And in these four, if we see Vedanuvachana and Yajna have a restriction towards the knowledge source, that is Veda. Dana and Anashana are common to everyone. So even by this kind of an interpretation or analysis of that particular Vedavakya, we can understand that the Karmānuṣṭhāna related to Brahmavidya is for everyone. Everyone is eligible in this kind of a Karmānuṣṭhāna. And even further, the citation of the Manusmriti, that is Nashudraja Matim Dadyat, is also being clarified. Here the word Mati is confined to Vedic knowledge. That means the knowledge whose source is Veda and not knowledge at large. So not all the knowledge sources are restricted to Sri Shudras, but only this particular knowledge source, which is the Vedas, are being restricted. And how can we know that the knowledge at large is not prohibited, or the sources of knowledge are not prohibited at large? We have this Shravayet Chaturo Varnan Kritva Brahmanam Agrataha. So the Purana Itihasas are actually for all the humankind. So Shravayet Chaturo Varna. So you have to do the pravachana of Purana Itihasas for everyone and not restricted by the Varna. And even in the Dharma Sutras, we find this Shudraha Chaturtho Varna Ekajatihi Tasyav Satyakrodha Shaucham Achamanarthe Panipada Prakshalanamevike Shraddha Karma Dhritya Bharanam Swadara Tushtihi Paricharya Chottaresham. And these are the sutras, Dharma Sutras, intended only for the Shudras. So these are written, or this knowledge source is aimed towards Shudras. So Shudras should know. That means we can infer that by this, that the Shudras are instructed to study Dharma Shastra. So you cannot say that all the knowledge sources are restricted for everyone. And even the Upper Shudra Adhikarana, whatever the citation was given, the Upasamhara Bhashya of Upper Shudra Adhikarana also gives a clarity towards who is eligible to perform Karmanushthana. Yesham punaha purvakrita samskara vashat vidura dharmavyadha prabhritinam jnanotpattihi tesham nashakyate phalaprapti pratishedhum jnanasya ekanta phalatvat shravayet chaturo varnaniti cha idihasa puranadhigame chaturvarnasya adhikara smaranat veda purvakastu nasti adhikara shutranamiti sthitam. So even in the Shankara Bhashya, Bhagavad Pada clarifies that we cannot say that Shudras or Stri cannot have Brahma Jignasa. It is only that Veda Purvasya tu Nasti Adhikara Shudrana. So it is only for the Vedas, that is one of the knowledge sources among many, is restricted, and not all the knowledge sources are restricted, and hence in the other, that is astika non-Vedic sources, source-based karmanushtanas, which are related to Brahmavidya, are in abundant, and all can do that particular karmanusthana, which will lead to moksha. And Nashudre Patakam Kinchit Nacha Samskaram Arhati. So this is another citation which actually even gives a clarity why the Shudras are not instructed certain kinds of samskaras, is because they do not have any patakam. Samskara means normally cleansing. So where does a cleansing is needed is where there is a probability or any chance of getting polluted. So Shudras do not have that issue, and hence samskaras are not assigned to them. Tasmat Vividisha Vakye Brahmana Padasya Yathaprapta Vidyadhikari Matra Vishayatvena Shudrasyapi Vidyartha Karmadhikaraha Siddhatyeva. So this is the final conclusion of Appayya Dikshitendra on this topic of eligibility of Karmanusthana related to Brahmavidya. So he says that in the Vividisha Vakya, that is Sametam Vedanuvachanena Brahmana Vividishanti Yajnena Danena Tapasana Shakena, in that particular Vakya, we can come to this conclusion that the word Brahmana means Vidyadhikari, Yathaprapta Vidyadhikari. So it is the Brahmavidyarthi is intended with the word Brahmana, and hence Shudrasyapi Vidyartha Karmadhikaraha Asti. That is, even the Shudras are eligible to perform the Karmanusthana which is related to Brahmavidya. So I once again thank Indika Moksha for this opportunity, and I wish to say that Yadatra Saushtavan Kinchit Tat Guroreva Menahi, Yadatra Saushtavan Kinchit Tan Mamaiva Lame Groho. If there is any virtue, it belongs to my gurus and not myself, and if there is any lacuna, that is solely mine. Thank you very much.